Hey guys, if you want to use way less time to map out all of your content for the month and knock out 30 days worth of content in the matter of hours, keep watching this video. We are going to be discussing content batching. Okay, so the first question that I need to answer is, what exactly is content batching? Basically, content batching is a productivity and planning technique that a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and influencers use on a month-to-month basis. So if you follow some of your favorite influencers online, behind the scenes, sorry to break this bubble, but they are not having 4 different photo shoots every single weekend. They're picking one day out of the month and they are content batching all of their looks for the month. So they're working with a photographer, and during that photo shoot, they're actually shooting 4, 5, 6 looks at a time and then filling in those posts in their monthly content calendar to be able to publish on different times. So as you can see, content batching saves you a lot of time. Even when we think about YouTubers during Vlogmas, a lot of us aren't actually starting on day 1 in December and then vlogging each and every day in real time, and at the end of the night editing a day's worth of content. That way we can stay current each and every day during Vlogmas. Instead, some of us are actually starting off recording Vlogmas maybe the last 2 weeks of November. And so our day 1 vlog, December 1st for Vlogmas, is actually shot 2 weeks prior. And so when it comes to content batching, the whole goal is to not feel like you're in a rat race, to not feel burnt out, to not feel like you're always rushing to get the latest or current content out. We actually shoot a bunch of content ahead of time and then we schedule that content out over a period of time. All right, so the main goal of content batching is to stay ahead of the curve. That way you always have something to post, you always have content captions and hashtags ready to go. And in the business side of things, you can actually see a full picture of what to expect on your social media accounts for the next month or for the next 6 months if you're that good as a social media manager. So I say, as a small business owner or even as a freelancer or entrepreneur, actually scheduling out your posts for the months ahead really helps you with your sales goals and your sales strategy. So you can literally see from a full monthly content calendar, okay, how many times am I selling? How many times am I promoting? When am I actually engaging with my audience? When am I promoting my skills? Am I asking my customers questions? Am I publishing testimonials? You can actually see wherever your business is lacking in the sales strategy, what you need to be posting more of by seeing this monthly visual. Okay, so the first step is to figure out your content pillars. Now, in my social media manager certification program, I teach all of my students about the 4 pillars when it comes to social. So don't forget, guys, you want to be selling, you want to be entertaining to increase engagement, you want to be engaging with your audience to build that community. Of course, you want to be promoting, and lastly, you really need to educate your audience to make sure that they understand your products or services, you answer any frequently asked questions, and you avoid any doubt when it comes to checking out on your website. So keeping those content pillars in mind, as social media managers, we also have to think about the holidays coming up, if our clients' offices will be closed, any company updates, what else? Any testimonials that we may receive from Google My Business, or any behind the scenes content. So if your client has any live events, we need to be rolling out any upcoming sales. Are any products going to be discontinued? Will we be in a new city or at a different location coming up? These are the type of announcements that we also have to add into the content calendar on a month-to-month basis. Don't forget that social media is also a second channel for any blog posts or newsletters. So as a social media manager, I definitely work hand in hand with the marketing team and the sales team, so we can be sure to relay any messages that our audience or our previous customers may need to know. So as a social media manager in the corporate space, I love figuring out our numbers. So if we have any products that need a little more attention, or they're actually selling a lot slower, then I'll incorporate that product in our marketing calendar or social media calendar for the month, making sure that we're highlighting that product, we're featuring that product, and we're asking our customers for their honest opinions. Don't forget that on social media, you can also get a bunch of very honest and genuine feedback for your products or services. That way you can make your brand a lot stronger. So making sure that you are keeping up with the sales and you're keeping up with any feedback or anything your business may be dealing with, adding those issues or addressing those issues into your social media marketing calendar is more ideal to build a stronger business. Okay, so the second step is deciding on your ROI for the month. So again, you need to know which products are your best sellers and which products are taking a little bit more time to get off the shelves. In that case, as a social media manager, I think you should implement more posts for the slower selling products, highlighting those products a lot more, promoting those products a lot more, and pushing those products on social, on the organic side. As a social media manager, it's also our job to make sure that we are hitting our sales goals for the month and that our clients feel like we are doing our best efforts in order to get those products out. And so when I sit down with my clients, I love to ask which areas are a lot slower than others, and then we focus the theme of the month on those particular products or services. Okay, so the third step is to actually batch create all of your copy and visuals for the month in just one sitting. So let me give you guys an example. On Tuesdays, you can go in Canva and create all of your graphics for the month. And that may sound like a lot, but I break things down week by week, and we'll get into an actual tutorial later on in this video. On Wednesdays is when I like to sit down and actually write out all of my captions for the month. On Thursdays, I can write out all of my hashtags, maybe even insert all of the CTAs and the actual links. I like to use the website Bitly, which shortens all of the links, especially if you guys are using Twitter. You want to make sure you are trying to get as many words in there as possible. And so being able to schedule out your processes really helps you to make the process a lot faster and avoid any burnout. So instead of you sitting down and trying to do everything in one day, I highly recommend scheduling different days for different tasks. So again, on Tuesdays, you can create all of your graphics. On Wednesdays, you can go back in and create all of your captions. On Thursdays, you can go ahead and add your call to actions, which are your CTAs. Go ahead and edit all of your hashtags and then update all of the direct links for each post. So by Friday, you're literally just scheduling everything and putting every piece of content into its actual place for the month. All right, and so the fourth step is to actually schedule out all of your content depending on your data. And guys, this part is so crucial for your business and your metrics. So if you are utilizing any social media management tools, I'm pretty sure that they have some data where they're letting you know the best times to post for your actual brand. They pretty much take all of your metrics for the previous month, and then they let you know the best times depending on the highest engagement or the highest reach your posts were able to accumulate. If not, once you first start out, I highly recommend going back. So let's just say you post for this month and you try to test a bunch of different times. Whether you test early in the morning, later on in the evening when everyone's home, or maybe during lunchtime where you feel like everyone is on social media, on idle time, right? Next month, take some time to go back and look at all of your highest posts. with the highest reach, with the highest engagements, the most amount of likes, the most amount of comments, and try to pick maybe 2 to 4 different time periods. So maybe you get the most comments in the evening around 7 p.m. or you get the highest amount of reach in the afternoons around 1:30 p.m. That way, for your next month, you can schedule out all of your content during the peak times for your actual audience. That's what being a social media manager is all about. Testing things out, learning things through our data, through our analytics, right? Reviewing all of our metrics and then making more educated decisions in the future to increase our reach and engagement. Woo! All right, so here are a few tips from our cheat sheet. So first things first, try to add content batching into your schedule now to avoid burnout. So literally add the process into your schedule day to day. So let's just say you work as a social media manager and you have 3 different clients. You can literally pick Tuesdays to create all of the graphics for your clients. You can pick Wednesdays to go ahead and write out all of the copy. You can pick Thursdays to schedule everything out. You can pick Fridays to review and edit all of the actual times you want each post to be published. Insert all of the hashtags, add your unique CTAs, and then use Bitly to go ahead and edit all of the links to make them a lot shorter. The process can actually be a lot quicker if you schedule things out step by step on different days. I promise you guys, I've been a social media manager for 8 years. I do not recommend doing everything in one sitting, in one shot, on one day. In order to keep yourself, okay, feeling good, in order to avoid burnout, in order to avoid feeling overwhelmed. And the biggest thing as a social media manager, it's very easy for us to lose our creativity. The batch content process really helps us to stay creative, to keep those creative juices flowing, and to feel really passionate about what we're doing. I don't want the work to feel repetitive, especially once you guys start hitting 6, 7, 8 clients under your belt. It's very easy to lose that passion in your day-to-day process. So by batching your content, you will feel more passionate about each and every brand. Okay, so my second tip is to keep promoting or creating content that has the highest engagement. And this is why, as a social media manager, looking back at all of your popular posts, your highest engaged posts, the post that accumulated the most reach, any post that has the most comments, be sure to add a star in your notes on those particular posts, and you want to start creating more of those pieces of content. Repurpose it, of course, but make sure you're adding more of those posts in your content calendar for the next month. That's why reviewing your metrics is so important. Or on the other side of the spectrum, any post that doesn't get any reach, right? Maybe it just doesn't work. It doesn't get any likes, any comments, little to no reach, little to no engagement. You may want to write down or let your client know that this type of post does not resonate with your audience. And that's okay, guys. It is not considered a failure. You have your feedback from your proven analytics, right? So now that you have your data, you have to articulate that with your client. Let them know that after reviewing your analytics, this type of content does not resonate with your audience, and then you can go back to the drawing board. But the biggest thing as a social media manager, we do not continue creating content that does not show us results. That's why your numbers are so important. But the tricky thing is, here's another tip, guys. As a social media manager, you also have to keep in mind the follower count. Because if you post a bunch of really good content for the month and you notice that you're not getting that many likes, but let's just say they only have 30 to 60 followers, we may need to just focus on growing their audience a lot more and really pumping out good content. That way, maybe in the next 60 to 90 days, we can come back and really see which type of posts are resonating with the audience. So if the audience is really low, it may not even be that the content is bad. It's just that they don't have enough followers to actually pump the content out to, okay? So just keep that in mind as well. It's very tricky, but that's more of a common sense type of rationale towards that situation. If someone is coming to you because they want you to create all of their content, but they're not getting a lot of engagement and they only have 50 followers, it's really a game where you have to wait it out. So you have to do your job and you have to be creating really good content, but you guys also need a strategy to grow their platforms. That way, over time, they can start seeing their numbers going up across the board. Let me know if you guys want a video on that. We can definitely get into it. And for the last tip on this cheat sheet, I wanted to share all of the different type of social media platforms or tools I was able to use over the years. So my favorite social media management tool is Hootsuite. They are the highest in price, so I would not go with Hootsuite if you don't have over 10 clients under your belt. Second best, I would say, is Plannable. I'm currently using Plannable and I love Plannable, but they don't have the actual reporting. So you have to pull the reporting from each platform manually. That can take a lot of work, but the price is definitely worth it. It's around about $50 a month. I've also used Social Pilot. Sprout Social is really good, and I hear they have a bunch of really good updates recently. And then of course we have Buffer, which is more on the cheaper side. If you are a freelancer, I definitely recommend Buffer. I believe they're about $20 a month, and I believe they do have the reporting document for you on the platform. So that is my strategy for content batching. I hope I was able to help you. Please be sure to comment below with any tips or tricks or other tools that you may be using with your social media management business or as an entrepreneur for your many different brands. Don't forget, I train and recruit social media managers for a living, and my program is growing and I'm so excited about it. So if you are interested in becoming a certified social media manager, if you would like to join our private community of freelancers and you really need help finding your next 3 to 5 clients, definitely join my program. Inside the program, you'll get access to 8 different modules, a private community. I go live and teach every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have local meetups. So you definitely need to learn your skills. You need to get access to all of the many different tools. And it's really nice to be a part of a community of other freelancers. We're always encouraging each other and motivating each other as we are pitching ourselves to bigger businesses, right? To sign under us. And we just love what we do. So be sure to click the link below if you would love to enroll in my program. Don't forget to add your phone number so I can call you and congratulate you on this next step of becoming a certified social media manager, adding more skills under your belt, and finally joining the Wi-Fi Money team in digital marketing.